Buckle up, Buttercup, and hold on to your hospital gowns. Yeah. We're going to be probing all the fun things that you can have during a colonoscopy prep. Anyway, some people will get my references here. All right, very serious topic, though. Even though it's a very serious topic, I'm still going to have fun doing this review. So let's get into it and dive right in. Colonoscopy review prep. Let's begin with this one before it melts all over the place. Popsicle tropicals. Popsicle tropical. That rhymes, right? Popsicle tropical. All right. Now, they come in 3 flavors. I guess cherry, orange, and lemon. But one of those flavors is a no-no. Guess which one? The red one. No red during colonoscopy prep. So, hold on. When you're preparing for this big day, the golden rule is no reds, no purples, and no blues. I got the blues just thinking about that. So, what about these 3? You got Caribbean punch, which is forbidden. That's the forbidden fruit. This one is usually bright red. If you eat it, the doctor might mistake the dye for a leak in the system, and you'll have to do the whole prep all over again. Don't risk it. It's not worth it. Total orange, that's approved. Orange is generally safe for clear liquid diets. It's the green light of the tropical pack. All right, let's find an orange one. Okay, let's see what we got here. Pick one at random. Hey, stop it. Color did we get? We got the okay. This one is freezer burn action here. Yellow. What is the yellow one? Is the Hawaiian pineapple. Okay, I thought it was lemon. It's not. This one is approved. The yellow fellow is your best friend. It's clear, light, and perfectly legal for your liquid only day. Mm, okay, definitely got a pineapple vibe going on here. All right. What do others think of these? At only four, at only 15 to 40 calories, it's a guilt-free chill. Let me see. Yep, 15 to 40 calories. One serving size is 3 pops. But some fans complain that the box is 50% orange, leaving pineapple lovers in a dry spell. Now, this is a sugar-free version, and they say that this is a win for diabetics and preppers alike. I guess I'm a prepper now. You're a prepper, he's a prepper, she's a prepper. Wouldn't you like to be a prepper too? But aspartame aftershock. If you're sensitive to artificial sweeteners, the sugar-free finish might leave a chemical memory. The texture, they have the classic shatter crunch, which I just showed you, that the ice pop purists crave. I don't like that kind of texture. I think it's kind of off-putting. But the melting point, they melt faster than a Florida snowman. You got to eat them with speed. Authenticity, the pineapple flavor actually tastes like fruit, not just yellow sugar. But tartness, Some find the fruit punch a bit too zingy on an empty stomach. Nostalgia. The original brand brings back those childhood summer vibes, but the strain train, the dyes are natural, but they'll still paint your tongue yellow for hours. All right, this one is okay. I'm not a giant fan of the artificial sweeteners, but considering the choices that there's not a lot of good ice pops that are within the safety zone color wise, you gotta take what you can get. All right, so the pineapple on a scale of 1 to 10, 10 being the best, 6.5? Pushing it, but 6.5. All right, let's see what our next color is gonna be here. All right, what is our next flavor gonna be? I wish they would label these. Very simple, just put a little label on what they are so you don't have to guess. Come on, people. All right, here it is. Ready? Oh, it's orange. What are the odds of that? Maybe 1 in 3? All right, orange, tropical orange, this one's called. Yeah, tropical orange. Huh. Here's some pros and cons about the popsicle tropicals. Calorie King, it's only 15. I did all this already. All right, I'm so cold. My mouth, my teeth, my tongue, everything's freezing. All right, do we have time for a little story? Of course we do. We got nothing else to do except prepare. These popsicles didn't start in a laboratory, although I'm about to enter one. It started on a freezing back porch in Oakland, California in 1905. An 11-year-old boy named Frank Epperson left a soda powder. What's a soda powder? And water out overnight on his porch with a stirring stick still inside. When the temperature hit a record low, he found the world's first frozen drink on a stick. He originally called it the Epsicle, a combined word of his last name and icicle. He spent years selling them at neighborhood parks and beaches, but he faced a huge hurdle. Nobody took this kid serious. He nearly gave up on the patent until his children started begging for Pop's sickles. Get it? Pop his anyway, you get it, right? Pop, sickle, icicle, pop, you get it, right? Pop, like he's a dad, and icicle, begging for Pop's sickles. So the name change suggested by his kids is what changed this and made it into a global phenomenon. So in 1923, he finally patented the idea. But during the Great Depression, he was forced to sell the company to Joe Low Company to keep the business alive during the lean years. They invented the twin pop with two sticks so that kids could split them and have each one have their so kids could split them and each one have their own pop. So that mistake leaving the stick in that drink when it turned frozen ended up that ended up leading to a brand that sells over 2 billion pops a year. All right. Now this one here is a no-go. It's red. And red, if you eat red, you're dead. So red is not good, but guess what? I do have a couple of four-legged critters who are not getting a colonoscopy who would love to try this. So, go ahead. No, no. All right. So the orange, not my favorite. The orange, I'll give like a 5.9, but the pineapple is the way to go here. All right, guys. I got a whole box of these to go through. We got plenty more, so stick around. I know I'm not going anywhere. And yes, puppies can have popsicles, but very clear distinction here. If any of them have, you can give a puppy a little piece once in a while, and that it's not going to kill them. And of course, you don't want to give them those sticks because they could end up getting splinters and choking on that. Here's a couple of hacks that you can do with these popsicles. One is the yellow stash, since the yellow ones are everyone's favorite. You can buy two boxes and pull out all the pineapple and orange ones. So this way you're not tempted by the red ones. All right, the slushy smash. Crush the pineapple pops into a glass of ginger ale for a tropical spritz that feels like a fancy cocktail. I hate ginger ale. I ain't doing that, but it's a good idea anyway. I could do it with 7 Up. The tongue trick. Eat the pineapple one last. It helps neutralize the salty taste of the prep liquid. Ooh, that's a good idea. The stickless scoop. Scrape the ice off the stick into a bowl. It feels more like real food when you eat it with a spoon. Okay, trying to fake out the brain here. The chili combo. Alternate a hot sip of clear broth with a cold bite of pineapple popsicle. The temperature change keeps your taste buds from getting bored. No, thank you. All right. Let's see. What's our next little treat here? We got a couple of Italian ices next. Have you guys tried the Luigi's lemon or the Lindy's mango or pineapple? All right. We're going to try these. Let's just make sure they are good for the prep. Hold on. First up of our Italian ice review for a little prep here. First up for our Italian ice review is the Luigi's Lemon Real Italian Ice, as opposed to the fake Italian ice. All right, so who invented Italian ice anyway? The ancient chill, the roots go all the way back to the Roman Empire, where emperors would have snow hauled down from the mountains and mixed with honey and fruit. What a great idea! Those Italians, they know everything. The modern master, the modern form we love today, known as granita, was perfected in the 17th and 18th century. Italian immigrants brought the craft to the U.S., specifically New York and Philadelphia, in the late 19th century, selling in front of push carts. And there it is. Doesn't look like much, but this is what we got. All right. What is the world's number one flavor of Italian ice? It is lemon. Most popular Italian ice flavor on the planet Earth. It's the ultimate palate cleanser with the gold standard for summer refreshment. All right, before we scoop into this, what do others think of it? Real juice. It's made with real fruit juice. You can actually taste the zing, but the rock factor. Straight out of the freezer, it can be hard as a brick. That's what she said. At just 100 calories per cup, it's a guilt free chill. But sugar content. It's roughly 16% sugar by weight. Watch out for the sugar crash. The texture. Once it sits for 2 minutes, it gets that perfect, soft, snowy scoop. But packaging, the plastic film lid can sometimes be a thumb wrestle to peel. Fat free, a great light alternative to heavy dairy ice creams. Not really, but mess potential. If it melts too much, it becomes a sticky situation. Value usually you get 6 for about $4. That's a cool deal. But staining, the lemon is clear, but the other flavors like cherry will paint your tongue. Remember, no cherry, no cherry. Cherry and no for the prep. All right. Has it been 2 minutes yet? Okay, we got a little going on here. Intermezzo, is that what they call it? In between dinner, they get fancy pants weddings, they have the little cleansing palate thing. This might be that. Treat your real self, real fruit, real refreshing flavor, real Italian ice. All right. How about a little story? Okay. The story of Luigi doesn't start in a freezer. No, no, no. Get out. No, 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 no. Back up. All right. Sorry. It actually starts in a mattress store in 1971. A man named Gerald Sherber was working a factory job to support his family when he struck up a conversation with a mattress salesman. Hey, what are you doing? I'm just lying around. The salesman told him about a failing soft pretzel company going up for auction. Shelber, Shel, so Gerald raised his hand, brought the assets of J&J Pretzel Company for $72,100 and turned it into the empire that created Super Pretzel. He faced a twisted road, nearly going bankrupt 3 times, but he kept expanding his fun food portfolio, acquiring brands like Icy and Slush Puppies. Slush Puppies? Guys, get to work. And now the rest of the story. In 1989, J&J Snack Foods officially launched Luigi's Real Italian Ice to give grocery stores a premium push cart experience. So that mattress store tip turned this into a 700 turned this into a $1 billion powerhouse. Okay, this is okay, but it's not really satisfying. It's kind of like I don't know, I'd rather have I mean, it does the job, it cleanses your palate. It has a little lemon taste to it, a little zing action here. It's very icy, but does it replace ice cream or anything like that? No, not even close. And it's a good idea to wait just a few minutes, let it kind of melt just a little bit. Otherwise, it's way too hard. Here's some facts about Luigi's. Oh, it's getting very cold in my chesticle area here. Luigi's was the first brand to bring authentic pushcart style Italian ice into the supermarket freezer aisle. The lemon flavor contains lemon puree, which provides that zesty aroma. True. J&J Snack Foods, the owners, also produce Minute Maid frozen juice bars. The company redesigned their packages to use 15% less plastic than their competitors. Luigi sells enough cups to line them up from Florida to California and back. All right, here's a couple of hacks. Remember, let it sit for a couple of minutes before you dive in. The lemon tea melt. Drop a frozen scoop of Luigi's lemon into a glass of hot or iced tea for a gourmet Arnold Palmer. Interesting idea. The zesty rim. Dip the edge of your cup in a little coarse sugar or tea gin for a sweet and spicy southern kick. I'd avoid the spicy part during a prep. Just saying, your tush. The spoon scrape. Don't dig, scrape the top layer in thin sheets. It aerates the ice and makes the lemon flavor pop. The smooth base. Toss a cup into a blender with some fresh berries and splash of water for an instant tropical slushy. You can't do that when you're doing the prep. No fruit. No fruit. Forget about that. After you're done, do what you want. All right, this is okay. I mean, if I wasn't prepping, I wouldn't be having this. I'd be having ice cream, but it does the job. I mean, it's a really good palate cleanser, but I remember in New York going to a couple Italian, I remember New York going to some couple pizzerias, and Italian ices was a big thing back then. Some of these places had little sections in the corner that they sold Italian ice in all kinds of flavors: chocolate, mango, peach, whatever. But it wasn't really something I ever got into. Like, they had the little white cups, little white paper cups. You remember those? But it's hard to get into that when you have like a Carvel right next door. Anyway, all right, on a scale of 1 to 10, with 10 being the best, 6.3. I mean, for an Italian ice, I guess it's very good quality. I don't really know what else to compare it to yet, but it's just not a very exciting dessert. But for prep days, yeah, load up because you don't have a lot of other good choices, and this is a good choice for prep. All right. Up next in our fun prep day is Lindy's Italian ice. We got mango and pineapple. Are these good for your colonoscopy prep? Yes, they are. I wouldn't have them. All right, here we go. You got six of these little puppies in your container here. We got the mango. Don't shut up. And pineapple. All right, let's see if these are any better than the Luigi's Italian Ice Lemon. All right, guys, pick which one you think is going to be the winner Italian Ice dinner. I'm going to guess the pineapple, but I'm just guessing. I have no idea. All right, here we go. All right, so let's start with the mango. These are homemade Italian ices, little push cart. Again, that's the whole theme here of these Italian ices. Think old New York, like from the 1800s, where these little push cart guys selling these on the street, scooping them out into the little white cups. All right. The mango is a proof. Lindy's mango is a beautiful, clear orange yellow. Since it has no fruit chunks or pulp, it's a bright idea for your clear liquid diet. All right. And this one also differs. The other one opens like the old fashioned kind, like this, with a little cardboard top and a little lips there. This one has like the little typical, like a yogurt pull off thing. And there, look how bright that is. That is like seriously orange colored. All right. What do people think of these? Homemade texture. Fans swear it feels more like a hand scooped streetcar ice than a factory cup. But the brick effect. Straight from the deep freeze, Lindy's can be a tooth cracker. It's neat. It needs time to breathe. You don't want to crack your tooth the day you get your colonoscopy. Then you'll have both ends needing fixing. Pulp free. Unlike some natural brands, these are smooth, making them safe for medical prep. Thank you, Lindy. But sugar high. A rough 20 to 25 grams of sugar at roughly 25 grams of sugar per cup. It's a sweet and sour relationship for your blood sugar. The real taste. The mango flavor is constantly praised for not tasting like perfume or chapstick. Thank you. But these little cups are flimsical. Be careful not to squeeze too hard or you'll have a tropical spill. Squeeze? Who squeezes these things? Do people squeeze these things? Is that how you eat them? You don't use a spoon? Do I not know these things? Fat free, dairy free, the ultimate light snack for when you're feeling gut empty. But melting speed. Once it starts to go, it turns into juice faster than a Florida popsicle. Get it how we're combining all these now together? All right, so while this is it ready yet? It's still very hard. That's what she said. All right. While it's thawing out, I got a couple questions here. When you go to the supermarket, at least in Publix, the major supermarket here in the South, you got two brands of Italian ice. You got Luigi's and Lindys. Okay. I didn't see any other company selling these things. So which one is better? And why are there only two companies selling these? How how does Lindsay stack up against the king Luigi's? Apparently Luigi's is the king. Hey, don't mess with Luigi. The salesman. Luigi's is the number one retail brand in the country, owned by J&J Snack Foods, while Lindsay's is the number two contender. So we got number one and number two right here. The texture. Luigi's is known for being slightly more syrupy and smooth, while Lindy's markets them as homemade, slightly icier crunch. Hmm. Why are there only two of these companies out there? Yeah. It's the Cold War out there. Many smaller independent companies like Rosati's Ice, never heard of that, rule the Northeast, but because shipping from frozen water is incredibly expensive and requires a massive cold chain logistic network, only these two giants have the muscle to stay in every supermarket freezer nationwide. Wow, there's a lot going on behind the scenes here. Okay, we got the mango. Let's try this mango. It's hard. and soft that it's hard, but it's kind of slushy already. It has a lot of flavor. I don't like any of these texture. It's like icy, crunchy. It's got a weird texture, but the flavor isn't bad. It's very interesting. It does have a mango flavor, no doubt about it. Natural and artificial flavors. The mango is water, high fructose corn syrup, sugar, citric acid, malic acid, something, 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 natural flavor, carrageenan. I don't see the word mango in it, but that could be the natural flavor. It's kind of deceiving, but it does taste bad. It does taste a little syrupy. All right, not bad. Okay, I'm going to give this on a scale 1 to 10. I'll go 6.5. It's better than the lemon one. Right. Oh, also, anyway, all right, let's try this pineapple. Wow, that is things like, ice pick for this. That pineapple flavor is not hitting for me. It's okay, but it's, again, if I wasn't doing a prep, man. All right, so out of all three of these, I'm going to give number three to the pineapple, Lindy's pineapple, number two to Luigi's lemon, and number one to the mango. It just is 100% better than the other two. All right, we'll go on with our prep because we still got a couple hours of fun left. All right, it is time officially for the prep. All right, anyway, this is the stuff that you're supposed to take now at a certain time the day before your colonoscopy. All right, what does it do? It's a basically industry strength. It's an industry strength power washer for your insides. The science. Awesome. This is os- this is an osmotic laxative. The sulfites act like a giant sponge, pulling massive amounts of water into your colon to flush out every single crumb and bit of debris. The goal? to give your doctor a 4K high definition view of your insides out. So what they're looking for is any little sneaky polyps before they turn into trouble that could kill you. Now, over the years, the prep has changed drastically. It used to be much worse. I used to see people carrying gallons, like gigantic gallons, containers, or like Gatorade, giant things full of like the size of Gatorade that they dump on your head when you win the national championship. Go Gators! That's what used to people have to drink, that gigantic size thing. It's gotten much better to a manageable size cup now. All right, let's do it. So you pour 1 6-ounce bottle into the mixing container, this guy here, add cool drinking water to the 16-ounce line on the container and mix. Okay? Then drink all the liquid in the container. You must drink 2 more 16-ounce containers of water over the next hour. All right, so this is 16 ounces. So over an hour, I have to drink 2 of these of water. That shouldn't be that bad. And what does this thing taste like? Doesn't say what it tastes like. Okay. All right, let's see if there's any tricks that we could find. So it used to be you had to drink a gallon. During the gallon jug era, we've moved from drinking 4 liters, about a gallon of salty, slimy liquid, to a low volume prep like this sulfate solution, which only requires 12 to 18 ounces of the actual medication mixed with water. So it's gotten a lot better, believe it or not. Split dosing. We used to drink it all in one night, the midnight marathon. Now we split it, half the night before, half the morning of. It's scientifically proven to be more tolerable and create a much cleaner house for the doctor. It's all about the doctor. Better tech. The actual chemical formula have been tweaked to be more stable and slightly more citrusy than the oily ocean flavor of the past. Thank you, I think. All right. Here's what people say about this prep, the pros and the cons. Low volume. You only have to drink a small amount of the scary stuff, but the flavor, it's still a medically salty kick that'll wake up your senses. High efficiency. It's incredibly reliable. It will get the job done. But the bloat, you might feel like a parade balloon. You might feel like a Macy's Day Parade balloon float. You might feel like a Macy's Day Parade balloon float for the first hour. Split schedule. Breaking up the work so you can actually get some sleep. But the early bird, you might feel like a parade. That second dose usually requires a 4 a.m. alarm clock. Clear liquid diet. You can still have black coffee and some fun liquids, but the cold factor, it's much harder to drink it if it isn't ice cold. All right, so I'm going to have to get some ice, 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 baby. I'm going to have to get some ice, 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 baby to make this tolerable. All right, the straw. Here's a couple strategies people say might be better for you. Here's a couple strategies that might, here's a couple hacks that might, here's a couple of hacks that might help. The straw strategy. Don't just sip it like a fine wine. Use a wide straw and place it as far back on your tongue as possible. This, this bypasses the majority of your taste buds, letting letting the salt tide slide right past the danger zone. Do I have a wide straw? Where's my wide straw when I need it? The chaser combo. Take a shot of prep, then immediately chase it with a sip of apple juice or white grape juice. It's like a tequila shot, but instead of a lime, you're using clear fruit juice to kill the medicinal aftertaste. I happen to have apple juice. The gummy bear loophole? Shocking fact. Most doctors agree that light colored gummy bears, I don't have any light colored gummy bears, clear yellow or green, actually dissolve into a clear liquid at body temperature. Suck on a yellow gummy bear between glasses of prep to give your mouth something real to do, just no red or purple or orange. All right. A lot of other people told me that you can't have gummies, so it's up to your doctor. If your doctor says gummies, get your gummies to chilly chill. Don't wait for the rumble to prepare your throne room. Charge your iPad or your throne. Charge your iPad and find a long podcast or maybe somebody's YouTube videos to watch. The comfort. Invest in dude wipes or high-end baby wipes and some Vaseline or diaper rash cream. Apply it before you start. It's the shield your behind deserves. Nobody told me that. Where's my dude wipes, dude? All right. Well, I'm going to have to get some very cold ice water here to do this first prep. I'll be back. Let's get situated here. Let's get pumped. Let's get pumped to prep. All right, here we go. We got the apple juice chaser. Get that ready to go. Ice cold water, gigantic balls of ice. And our friend here, the magic solution. All right, very important. Very, very important. Most important thing you're going to do all day is pour this in here first. Don't put the water in and then this. Otherwise, you'll have more substance. You want this in first because then it takes up some of the container. All right, here we go. Let's do it. Remember, see it, smell it, taste it, rate it. Let's see, got it. All right. It's just another obstacle to get in my way. Safety sealed for your protection. All right. Oh, kind of smells grapey. It's a little citrus. Doesn't smell bad. Does not smell bad. All right. Ready? Here we go. Okay. That's a lot of this stuff. All right. Ice cold water. Very, 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 very important. Okay. To the fill line. The fill line is up here. Not here, buddy. Here's the fill line. All right. That's the fill line. That's the fill line. I don't make this stuff up. Oh, I forgot the straw. Dang it. Well, I'm just going to have to man up and do it without the straw. All right. Ready? Cheers. Okay. No, no, it's really not that bad tasting. It's a little salty, a little citrusy. It's not horrible. I've had worse things to drink in my time. So far, so good. So far, so good. Not done yet. All right, here we go. Almost done. Not bad. Could definitely do this. Definitely can do this. Definitely do some. I can do this. You can do this. It leaves your mouth a little like salty. It does feel salty in there. But again, nothing. It's nothing. Come on, forget about it. You think you're tough? I got you. It's nothing. It's nothing. It's really nothing. No big deal. All right. So far, so good. Let's just see if we got any more facts here. I haven't even tried the apple juice. I haven't even tried the apple juice yet. Come on. Come on. You could do this. It's nothing. Think about when you were in college, all the weird things you used to drink. This is nothing. Nothing. Oh, you're not allowed to have anything alcoholic the day before. Okay. So, you can't get drunk and then do this, do shots of this and shots of tequila. No, no, do not do that. Don't do that. That will kill you. You will be dead. Don't do this. Almost done. Come on. Call that. Call this a prep. Call this vacation. It's a prep vacation. Almost there. A little bit more. Down to the next thing. One, two, 1, 2, 3. Maybe next time I'll get little shot glasses and just pour little shot glasses in. Almost done. All right, we're almost done. We're probably about 90% done. Okay. I think the trick was that first couple of swigs, just gunk, 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 gunk. Think about it. The more you think about it, the harder it is. Think about it. That's the trick. Don't think about it. Like I'm thinking about what am I going to do my next review on? Oh, maybe this cookie place that just opened up recently, Crave Cookies. I can't wait to try Crave Cookies. See, I'm thinking about something else, not thinking about this. They have a soda bar in there. They have all kinds of like dirty sodas, all kinds of unusual sodas. So I'm looking forward to going to Crave Cookie and trying their cookies. I'm also looking forward to finishing this because once this is done, then we're halfway done. Let me just move the procedure here, make sure I'm doing this right. I don't have to do it over again. It's at 5. It says that this is when the start. The party begins at 5 o'clock. Think about that. Was it Kenny Chesney? It's 5 o'clock. No, Jimmy Buffett. Jimmy Buffett. It's 5 o'clock somewhere. It's 5 o'clock somewhere to prep for your colonoscopy. All right. Drink at least 2 additional containers filled with 16 ounces of water, just water, okay, over the next hour. All right. So I'm going to have to pretty much time it. Drink like 1 cup every half an hour of water. Okay. I could do that, right? Water. It's just water. You could do it too, right? If I could do it, you could do it. Remember that. You can drink bonus. There's a little bonus here. You can drink as much additional water as you want. See? Good things come to those who prep. God, I gotta get more ice water. But anyway, just 2 more cups of ice water, right? And then half of it is officially done. Okay. Then tomorrow morning, 6 hours, 5 hours, something like that. Wait, I'll tell you exactly. I don't want to mess it up. Okay, so 6 hours. Hold on. All right, let's knock out the second. Let's knock out some water here. 16 ounces of water. Okay. All right. So after this cup of water, I'll have 1 more cup of water to drink within an hour. So actually, we had about a half hour left. Okay. So far, so good. So far, no special situations happening here, if you know what I mean. Just status quo, like nothing's going on. I have a feeling that's going to all change very soon. That's that's why you're drinking this stuff. You want things to change so that the doc has a clear shot of what's going on inside and out, mostly inside. He doesn't really care what's going on outside. He's not that kind of doctor. So next the next drink, the next cocktail, that's the one I have to do it like in the early morning hours. In addition to that, they also require you to drink they also require you to take some gas X pills because they want the musical side of you to come through loud and clear. It's gonna be embarrassing, right? Ah, they're used to that. That's all they do over there. It's like a factory. It's a colonoscopy factory. They should name it something like the colonoscopy factory. That'd be a fun name. "Hey, where are you going today?" "I'm going to colonoscopy factory." "Alright, this is just ice water. If you can't drink ice water, you got bigger problems." 1 more, 1 more cup of water to go. Okay, we're up to the 2nd cup of water, okay? Everybody drinks water. That shouldn't be a big deal. You can drink water. Okay, 2nd cup of water, it's ice cold. Alright, ready? 2nd cup of water. Alright. So, this stuff works, okay? It does what it's supposed to do. You know what I mean? It does what it's supposed to do. Probably within, I don't know, about an hour within an hour of taking that first drink, it's doing its job, okay? So, what does that mean? Okay, so you gotta plan around this, okay? You can't be out and about. You gotta be home. You gotta be in your home. You gotta be comfortable. You gotta be nearby your facilities in case, it starts working. And then you don't know when the next time you're gonna have to use your facilities. So you just wanna be home. Make sure you're comfortable, make sure you got your phone charged up or your iPad or whatever, because you're gonna be visiting a lot, having a lot of little sessions so you can have little conversations with yourself and, get the job done. But basically, I'm done with the first half of this. Just gotta finish this water and then we're done. And then we go on to phase 2 is to drink another one of these lovely things here. I have to do that 6 hours prior to the procedure. Alright, so my procedure is at, let's say, 8 AM, 7, 6, 5, 4. It's 2 o'clock in the morning. It's 2 o'clock in the morning. I have to get up at 2 o'clock in the morning to do this again? On the one hand, I'm glad that it's gonna be done early in the morning. Just get it out, knock it out, move on with my life. And now I have to get up 6 hours before that at 2 AM and do this thing all over again. Hi. Anyway, I do feel a little bloated, to be honest with you. Does make you a little gassy too. Just saying. Gas in, gas out. So now it's like, what time is it here on Earth? It's 6:40. So I got, 6 hours to go. I've got about 6 hours to go. I could take a little nap. That's probably what I do because I'm really tired. This thing makes you tired. Maybe because I was up till 4 AM the night before. Shouldn't have done that, but whatever. But yeah, I should have rested before. Also, 3 days before all this begins, you're supposed to be on a low fiber diet. okay? Not a high fiber diet, a low fiber. Mostly everybody tells you, oh, you got to be on a high fiber diet. That's like fruits and vegetables. Now it's the opposite. They want to do the opposite of that. So you're on a low fiber diet, no fruits, no vegetables. So I was like grilled chicken, eggs, just keep it real plain and simple. So that's what I did. We actually went to where we go, BJ's. You ever go to BJ's, the restaurant? So yeah, we went there and I got something completely different that I would normally never get. Normally I got there, I like they're like it's like a fried chicken dish, with like seasoning. I don't know what it's called. Uh, it's like wait, like in the past I've gotten their Parmesan encrusted chicken. It's really good with the mashed potatoes, gravy. No, with the cheese mashed potatoes. Really good. Can't do that. It comes with broccoli and all this stuff. Or I was gonna get the salmon with the broccoli. But then somebody told me about this special they have where you get the pizookie and an entree, 13 bucks. Just a grilled chicken, and the pizookie alone is like 5 bucks. So, anyway, they have a dish, like a chicken dish with, like I think it's a fried chicken, southern fried chicken or something like that. So I asked the waiter if he could make it completely different. Basically, I just had him say, "Just what? Just make I'm on a special diet today, okay? Can you make me just a grilled chicken and the rice? Perfect, that's all I want." And the guy's like, "I don't think I could do that, but let me ask." Comes back, "Yeah, no problem." And that's exactly what I got, and it was delish like a knish. It was actually very well seasoned, it tasted great, it was juicy chicken, the rice was perfect for what my purposes here. So, yeah, so remember, 3 days before all this fun begins, you gotta alter your diet so that you get your whole body ready for this activity. So you're gonna have to have a low fiber diet, no crazy, spicy, fried foods, no none of the stuff that we all love for 3 days before this whole thing begins. You gotta remember, it's important because you don't wanna go into this thing and messing it up. The worst thing you could do is have to do it again. Okay, so do it right the first time. One and done. I'm gonna finish this water and take a nap. Alright. We're still alive, still going through the prep. How about this? Okay, this is the Knorr, the Knorr chicken bouillon. Is this legit for colonoscopy prep? Of course it is. This is like the main one. Everybody's like, oh, you get the bouillon. By the way, what does bouillon mean? It comes from the French verb bouillir, which means to boil it. All right. Now, I don't ever think I've had this before, but this is like the standard. This is like the standard issue bouillon. This is like the standard issue prep for this is the standard issue prep for colonoscopy. This little nugget right here. All right, so it says on the package, very tiny print here, how to make this. It says direction to prepare a delicious chicken broth. Dissolve 1 Knorr chicken flavored bouillon cube in 2 cups of boiling water. I don't have any boiling water here, but I do have a microwave. So what we're going to do is we're going to do it the microwave method. Get your little microwave safe mug, and let's take one of these little things. This reminds me of something that you would have like in outer space. Like if you're a spaceman and this is like one of those things floating in space, you could grab one of these things and make it. All right, here we go. Bouillon cube. Interesting looking little nugget. Wonder if I could just eat it and get the same effect. All right, here it is going in to our little mug here. And then we're going to add some water. Splash myself in the eyeballs. Thank you. All right, that's enough of that. And now we're going to hit the microwave for about 2 minutes, it says 90 seconds to 2 minutes. I'll be back. Okay, we're back from the microwave and, oh, Todd, here's what it looks like. It's just like a cube sitting in there. So you got to kind of mush it around a little bit, make it do its magic. Okay, so I suggest you mix it up. Anyway, I was really excited because I saw this brand new Swanson's. You ever see these like cardboard containers full of soup? It's a cardboard carton. It was a brand new Swanson's chicken ramen soup, just clear soup, right? I was like, oh man, this is going to be really good because it's ramen soup. Anyway, I did a little more digging and no, it has red chili peppers, red chili, it has red chili flakes in there. That's a big no-no. They see that and your whole colonoscopy is void. They would like stamp void on your tush. Void. No, you can't use that. So disappointed. But this stuff you can use and has to be all melted up in there, dissolved, I guess, is the correct word. Excuse me. Mixing, mixing, mixing. Anyway, so I really got this just to kind of break it up because so far today I only ate, a couple of ice pops and Italian ices. So anyway, I'm also getting like kind of like chills here and there. I got hot flashes and chills. I must be pregnant. Anyway, here we go. Mixing, still mixing. Oh, that looks delicious. All right. So the bouillon means savory liquid resulting from boiling meat, bones, or vegetables. In the culinary world, bouillon is the broth, while stock is the base used for other dishes. Interesting. Did you know that? I bet you didn't, because I didn't know that. You didn't know that. Right. All right. So the history of the bouillon. Here's a history of the bouillon cube. The Norse story starts in 1838 in Heilbronn, Germany, where Karl Heinrich Knorr began experimenting with drying vegetables and seasoning to preserve their flavor. But the real game changer happened in 1912 when Knorr revealed the very first bouillon cube. It was designed to give working families a wait time without spending hours at a stove. It was the original fast food for the home kitchen. All right, didn't know any of this. All right, let's give it a try. Here we go. Cheers. Oh, it's very salty. It kind of tastes like you ever have Lipton cup of soup, with the noodles and stuff? Kind of tastes like the soup from the Lipton cup of soup. Very salty. It's actually somewhat satisfying right now. Somehow or another, this little tiny cube, this little bouillon thing is actually doing its job. It is the number one it is the number one food that people doing a prep wanna have, bouillon, and now I know why. You can get beef or chicken. Number 2, guess what number 2 is? Apple juice provides the natural sugar to keep your brain from getting foggy. Too late. Number 3 is lemon lime jello. I actually have that here. Maybe later. The only thing you can chew all day. Remember, yellow, green jellos only. Forget the reds, guys. Forget about it. White grape juice, it's it's lighter than apple juice and feels like a fancy treat. That's what we're getting at here. This is fancy stuff now. Popsicles, which we had before, orange or the pineapple or orange flavored, numb the tongue before you drink your salty prep protein. Before you drink your salty prep potion. All right, so you know what? This is actually a hit for me. On a day when I can eat very, 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 very little and all has to be liquid, this doesn't taste bad, surprisingly. It's I can't explain the word satisfaction just comes to mind when I try this. I'm like, that's satisfying. So this is a winner. This is actually a winner. It's not anything like soups. It's not like a soup that I would be craving. But right now, considering that this is the only kind of soup I'm allowed, It's good. Yeah, I'm glad they gave me 6 of these cubes because I wanna use them all up tonight. You gotta keep mixing it, though, making sure you don't have any solids, only solids in you. Remember, you don't want the worst thing, you don't want them to stab void on your tushy. Just go with the program. Go with the program, just do what they ask you to do, and then you'll be out of there. I almost said do what they asked you to do. Get it? No. Alright, this is a winner. 8.1 out of 10. This does look like a pack of gum, though. Just checking out the ingredients. Number 1 ingredient, salt, monosodium glutamate, palm oil, cornstarch, hydrogenated palm oil, sugar, xanthium gum, chicken fat, natural flavor, water, turmeric for color, spices, disodine something, disodium something, mallow something, caramel, color, TBHQ, used to protect quality, whatever that is. All right, there you go. It's made by Unilever is the same company that makes those popsicles. They must have, they're trying to corner the whole prep business here. Yeah, Unilever makes popsicles and Unilever makes these. Their own Unilever is this company. What does that mean? There must be some kind of conspiracy going on. Unilever's taking over the colonoscopy industry. Okay, up next, we have a real treat. You're going to love this one. Dig in. All right, these are flushable wipes. Do you need this for prep day? You better believe it. You're going to thank me later. And your butt's going to thank me later too. But your butt's going to thank me too. Anyway, what's the deal with these things anyway? Are these worth it? Do you really need these? And how do these compare to, let's say, dude wipes? Next to these in the store were this package of a black container called dude wipes. I'm not kidding. I think it was $13. These were $1.99. I mean, you're just flushing it anyway. Do you need the extra expense? Is it worth it? Let's find out what others think of these. All right. So these have aloe and vitamin E. That's good for your little sensitive area there. I'm not so sure the dude wipes. I'm not so sure the dude wipes have that. But what are you paying all that extra money for? The surface area. The dude wipes are like 25% bigger. So if you got a lot of work going on down there, maybe it's worth it for you. Or you can probably just take 2 of these. Anyway, the other thing you're paying for is the marketing. Dude wipes advertise a lot. Guess who's paying for that? You are. By the way, Dude Wipes was on Shark Tank. That's what propelled them into wipe sensationalism. Anyway, the mint chill, the Dude Wipes have apparently a refreshing breeze aroma to them. So now when you're dropping draws, you can smile and say cheese. Anyway, so I mean, for the job you need to do for prep day, I think this will do just fine. How do these work? Let me show you. You open it up. It's kind of like Oreos, but not as fun. See, it's got that zip open and close just like Oreos do. Boy, I could use an Oreo right now, huh? Anyway, and then you just pull one of these out, and it does have a nice little refreshing, cleany smell to it. Oh, that's not gonna work. I need a bigger one. I need a dude wipe. Then you get your little. Let's see if I can do this right. Okay. Now you have your little Tushkin here. Now I'm gonna expose my Tushkin to you, and then you wipe. Something like this, right? Then you just wipe your you know what to do. I don't need me to show this to you. But you idiot. What do you think I am? You know what to do with this. Anyway, they do smell kind of clean, and then you can flush them. But can you really flush them? What I noticed here is that flushable has these little marks here. They look like crosses. I don't know if that means you have to pray. I guess praying to the porcelain throne. But anyway, the little crosses here in the back means something like based on in the GD4 guidelines. I don't know what that even means, but here's the truth about these flushable wipes. Most plumbers will tell you that no wipe is truly flushable. Dun dun dun. Regardless of what the box says, they don't break down like toilet paper and can cause fatberg in your pipes. Since if you're doing a colonoscopy prep, you're going to use a lot of these. To save your plumbing from a disaster leak, toss them in a small lined trash can, then with a lid instead of flushing them. Probably just saved you $90 from a plumber bill. All right, so here are the pros and the cons of these. What people like and don't like. The pros. At 0.03 cents a wipe, it's a bargain bin victory, but they are a bit smaller. You might need to use two for heavy lifting. Skincare, aloe and vitamin E are the guardians. Vitamin aloe and vitamin E are the guardians of the rear. I like that one. Durability, they can be a bit flimsy than premium brands. Just double up. You can find them at the corner. You can find them at the corner of Walgreens at 2 a.m. W. Scent. The fresh scent can be a bit pharmacy vibe for some. It's better than the alternative, which is nothing. All right, these are the unsung hero of colonoscopy prep. You should definitely get these. You're going to thank me later. All right, here is the next absolutely positive essential that you must have for your prep day. Are you ready for this? That's right. Get yourself a couple cartons of this because you're going to need it all. All right, this is from Walgreens. This is a great deal. You get two of these gigantic packages for $9. You can't beat that anywhere. Okay, you can't beat it. It's a good deal. But is it any good? And why are some toilet papers so expensive? Why is it so hard to find a price and to figure this out? You need to have like a calculus degree. All these plies and sheets, and it's complicated. Anyway, this is, by the way, what you need here. Number one thing, super soft. You don't want sandpaper. Sandpaper will kill you. All right, here we go. Let's get into some fun facts about bath tissue, toilet paper. All right, who invented toilet paper? Jonathan Toilet Paper did. No, toilet paper was invented by the Chinese. The Chinese toilet paper was invented China. The Chinese were the first to use paper for hygienic purposes. As early as the 6th century, by the 13th century, they were mass producing it. The modern roll of toilet paper was invented by Joseph Gaiety. He marketed the first commercial medicated paper in 1857. However, the perforated roll that we know and love today was patented by Seth Wheeler in 1871. All right, so there's different names people have for this product. What do you call it? Okay, here's some other common names. TP, the American classic. Low roll Low roll is the British favorite. Bog roll, a bit more rugged in the UK slang. Dunny paper, that's what Australians call it. And the scroll of truth for the philosophers in the bathroom. All right. Mathastrophe. The mathastrophe. Why is it so hard to find a deal? Toilet paper companies use fuzzy math to keep you confused. There are terms like mega, super, ultra, and family size, which means absolutely nothing legally. The cheat sheet. To find a true deal, ignore the roll count. Look for the price per 100 sheets or the total square footage on the bottom of the pack. Okay, this one is total square footage, 353 total square feet. 1 ply versus 2 ply. 1 ply is usually thinner. Duh. Think public park style. While two-ply is two sheets bonded together for strength and softness. All right. So, did a little research here to find out who's got the softest and the hardest toilet paper. All right, you ready? The hardest toilet paper is Scott One Ply. You've seen that one. That's sold in the gigantic 10,000 sheet ones for like $3. Known as the sandpaper of truth, it lasts forever but has zero give. But the softest toilet paper Charmin Ultra Soft. It's like a cloud for your behind, but it leaves you lint, fetty, but it leaves it's like a cloud for your behind. All right. Which is the cheapest and which is the most expensive? The cheapest toilet paper is commercial bulk generic toilet paper, usually found in massive 96 roll boxes at warehouse clubs. Very utility, very utility based. That's like what warehouses stock up to put in their factories. All right. Anyway, the most expensive toilet paper is Hanisbasho, Han Hanibisho, Hanibisho in Japan. Can cost $15 to $20 per roll. What, are you kidding me? It's handmade, treat triple layered, and features intricate designs. I would just take two of these and ply them together. Now you have a four ply. Anyway, all right. So how does the Walgreens one for $9 for 18 rolls, basically 50 cents per roll? How does that stack up? It is a deal. Is it a deal? Yes, it is. Most mega rolls from name brands cost between $1 and $1.50 per roll. So at 50 cents a roll, it's a great deal. Competition. This is roughly the same size as Kirkland Signature Costco or Amazon Basics. It's two-ply, so it's sturdy enough for your colonoscopy prep without being a budget buster. All right, so what did people use before they've had toilet paper? Do we really want to know this? Okay. History was a rough place before 1857. The Romans used xyloponagium. Romans used xyloponagium, a sea sponge on a stick soaked in a bucket of salt water or vinegar. That sounds incredibly painful. Yes, it was shared. No, thank you. Are you kidding me? A shared bucket of sponge that was your toilet paper? Okay, guys, gather around. Let's share. Americans, the Old Farmer's Almanac and Sears Roebuck catalogs were the go-to. They even had a hole punch in the corner to hang them in the outhouse. Are you kidding me? That's what the Sears catalog was used for? No wonder why Amazon ate their lunch. Nature, corn cobs, smooth stones, shells, and leaves were the all-natural ancestors of toilet paper. Cornstones and shells? Couple hacks for your prep day and toilet paper. All right, the damp upgrade. If the Walgreens toilet paper feels a bit dry after the fifth trip, lightly damp a sheet with warm water. It turns your TP into a temp wipe. The overrule. Seth Wheeler's original patent shows the paper going over the roll, not under. It's easier to grab when you're in a hurry. Yeah, that's always a common question I have for people. Like, well, you are an over or under toilet paper? I'm always over. Over is much easier to grab. If you're an under person, there's something wrong with you. See a doctor immediately. The lint check. Cheaper two-ply usually has less dust than ultra soft brands, which is better for keeping things clean and clear for the doctor. Doctor doesn't want to be going like, what kind of cheap, I was going to say, what kind of cheap ass are you? But really, what kind of cheap ass are you? The square limit. For prep day, fold, don't wad. Wadding uses more paper and can clog your pipes when the volume is high. The backup roll. Place a spare roll. Can you square a spare? Place a spare roll on a counter before you start your prep. Okay. Reaching for an empty tube mid prep is a tragedy you don't want. I agree. All right. Anyway, Bottom line is get your favorite TP. Don't cheap out. Get the soft stuff. This one happens to be good. It's working for me, and the price was right. Okay. Do you need something like this on prep day? Well, is waiting for the answer to come up. All right. So the answer is yes, you do need something like this, or you don't need it, but you'll want it. All right. What's the difference between something like this and Vaseline? It's time for the Great Barrier Reef of the bathroom. Will this help your prep day? All right. So which is better, this or Vaseline? On prep day, you aren't looking for moisture, you're looking for a shield. Vaseline, the barrier specialist. Why it wins? It's 100% pure petroleum jelly. Hence, it creates an impenetrable, waterproof wall. Since prep involves a lot of liquid velocity bathroom trips, Vaseline stays put even when everything else is moving. The triple base, this guy here, medicated heavyweight. Why it wins? It contains zinc oxide. This doesn't just block moisture, it actually treats irritation and calms the skin. If you already started feeling the burn, triple paste is the emergency room in a tube. It's thick, white, and pasty, like me. It's harder to wipe off, which is both a pro if it lasts and a con if it's messy. Which is better? They say Vaseline is better. Before you start the prep, to prevent a rash, and then you switch to triple paste if you start feeling the sting. All right, who invented diaper rash protection? Vaseline, discovered in 1859 by a 22-year-old chemist named Robert Cheeseborough. He visited an oil field in Pennsylvania and saw workers using rod wax, a byproduct of drilling, to heal their skin. He spent years perfecting their purification process until he created the clear jelly we know and love today. The cream pioneer. While moms have used oils for centuries, Desitin is one of the oldest modern medication brands, famously using Norwegian cod liver oil, yum, starting in the 1920s to repel moisture. All right, so in terms of the paste, which is the cheapest and which is the best? All right, the worst, they say, is thin lotions. Anything with high water content or heavy fragrance like some cheap baby lotions will sting like crazy on raw skin. You will be screaming like a madman. The best, triple paste. That's the name of the brand. Often called the gold standard by pediatricians, it's fragrance free and extremely thick. And which is the most expensive? Parent Choice or Equate is the cheapest. That's the Walmart brand. Store brands usually cost about $2 to $4. They have the same active zinc oxide as the big guys. The most expensive are premium organic bombs. Boutique brands like Earth Mama or Tubby Todd cost, cost about $15 to $25 for a tiny tin. They use essential oils instead of petroleum. All right, here's 5 hacks for a rash-free prep. Number 1, the pre-game move. Apply your Vaseline before. The first glass of prep liquid. Don't wait for the first bathroom trip. It's too late. It's over, Johnny. The dab, don't rub rule. Friction is your enemy. Use your Walgreens wipes to dab the area, then re-grease with your barrier of choice. The zinc secret. If you use triple paste, remember it's opaque. If you can see the white paste, it's working. If it's gone, you're vulnerable. You're out of luck, Chuck. The instrument warning. On the morning of your procedure, wipe off any excess slime with a gentle cloth. The doctor needs a clean area to work. You don't want their expensive scopes sliding around. And you don't want him to get his pressure washer out to hose you down. The fridge fix. Store your diaper cream in the cold sensation is incredibly soothing on the skin that feels like it's been through a chili cook-off. All right, anyway, get yourself either petroleum jelly or this. And you definitely will thank me later. Gator. All right. Next up in our fun bag of prep tricks, Gas X? Do you really need Gas X? Let's find out. Gas X is a brand name of simethicone, an over-the-counter anti-foaming agent. Am I going to be foaming? What are they doing to me? How it works, it doesn't magically make gas vanish into thin air. Instead, it changes the surface tension of the tiny, painful gas bubbles in your gut. It forces those microscopic bubbles to smash together into one giant bubble, making it infinitely easier for your body to expel either via a burp or rear end release. That's a nice way of saying. All right, who invented this stuff? While humans have been bloating since the dawn of time, modern relief has been patented by a researcher named Dr. Joseph Alfred Ryder. In the mid-20th century, simethicone was officially approved by the FDA in 1952 as a safe way to tackle gastrointestinal disease. He became the patron saint of the comfort of he became the patron saint of the comfortable stomach. Okay, do you need this on prep day? Depends on your doctor. My doctor said, yes, you do. You might think, I'm drinking a gallon of laxatives. How could I possibly get gas relief? But doctors almost always include 2 to 4 Gas X tablets on your official instructions. Here's the inside scoop of why it's non-negotiable. The anti-bubble shield. When you chug 64 ounces of prep liquid at warp speed, your intestines turn into a washing machine, creating thousands of tiny soapy air bubbles. If those bubbles stick to your colon walls, they completely block the doctor's camera view. Simethicone pops the bubbles so the doctor gets a crystal clear 4K view of the belly buster. Chugging that much liquid causes massive stretching and bloating. Gas X stops the balloon feeling so you don't feel like you're about to pop during your bathroom marathon runs. All right, so who is the competition for Gas X? First of all, Gas X is the gold standard. The soft gels go down easy, but you pay a premium for the name. Phasmine, Phasime, simethicone 250 milligram ultra stretch. So this one's 125 milligrams. So the Phasmone is double. The heavy lifter, it packs a massive dose into one tiny pill, so you swallow fewer capsules. The Walgreens Equate Gas Relief brands, those are the store brands. They basically are the same. The smart money choice, it's the exact same chemical molecules for half the price. So go for store brands. Mylicon, silicone liquid drops is called Mylicon. Technically for babies, but the liquid version works instantly if you hate swallowing pills. All right. Here's a couple hacks for the final prep day. The last glass rule. Most doctors' instructions tell you to take your Gas tablets with the very last glass of your evening prep, and that last glass of your morning prep sticks to the time. So it's confusing here. Okay, my doctor said to take over the counter 375 milligrams of simethicone, for example, Gas extra strength, 120 milligrams each, three tablets with the last dose of the morning dose. So they're telling me to take it. The soft gel shift. If your stomach is already sloshing with liquid, choose the ultra strength soft gels over chewable tablets. You can swallow them in 1 second without tasting chalky mint. Yeah, these are the soft gels, not the chewable kind. The walk it out move. After you take your Gas walk around your living room for 5 minutes. The physical movement helps the simethicone mix with the prep liquid faster. I gotta remember that one. At 2 o'clock in the no carbonation trap. Do not chase your Gas with Sprite or ginger ale on prep day. Adding bubbles to a gas relief pill is like throwing water on a grease fire. Stick to the flat apple juice or water, or your butt will explode. The clear confirmation. When the Gas does its job, you're not going to get the fail stamped on your tushy. All right, so this one is a must. You must have it, no question about it. All right, what about these? This is a tricky one. The answer is, can you have these? The answer is actually no, you cannot. Why? They might, this might be a bitter pill to swallow, but you cannot have these original caramels on your clear liquid day. Here's a breakdown on these old school favorites will land you in the prep fail zone. That's a prep fail on your tush, and you're going to go home and have to do this stuff all over again. Don't have these. The opaque offense. The golden rule of clear liquid diet is transparency. If you can't see through it, it doesn't pass the test. Werthers are rich, cloudy, and completely solid color. They leave a milky, opaque residue in your stomach that will block the doctor's camera view. You're out of luck, Chuck. Sorry. Yeah, you could see in the ingredient list that these are made with butter, sugar, cream. They're made with cream and may contain milk, soy, or wheat. Forget it. You don't want anything with cream or butter in. It's going to mess up the whole thing, and you're going to fail and have to do this stuff again. You don't want to do it again. Just follow the rules. Simple rules. All right. You know what the truth is, though? There are not a lot of clear candies in the candy aisle. Almost all the candies have like their gummies, which they say gummies questionable. Most doctors will say no. And most of the candies are colored. So it's hard to find the hard candies. It's 2 o'clock in the morning. Wake up. It's time for the second dose of our prep. Yahoo! All right. Anyway, it's 2 a.m. Is there a song like that? All right. Here we go. Part two. Uh-oh. Remember, you pour this in first, not the water first. Ice water. Remember, gotta be ice. Ice, ice, baby. Up to the fill line. This line here, not here. All right. Part two. $2 in the morning. What are you doing at 2 o'clock in the morning? Are you sleeping? Lucky. You're sleeping. All right. It's all a state of mind. Just gonna get over with, finish this thing, get it done, move on with my life. It's really not horrible. It's just more of the that you have to do it. It's like, have some weird soft drink that you've had and you didn't really like it. You don't have to drink it. You just put it away, throw it out. The fact that you have to drink this is the problem. It's like, you can't just throw it out. You got to do it because you got to finish. First of all, you're almost done with this prep, so you want to finish it. You don't want to be just sitting here. Remember the old ones, the old prep, the gallon, the gigantic gallon. This is nothing compared to that. It's nothing. I don't know why it's such a big deal. Why is it so hard? Why? It's not, it's just like, it shouldn't be difficult. Should not be difficult. All right, let's do. I remember the old prep. The first time I ever had a colonoscopy. This one you had to drink like, gigantic gallons of that schmutz. And what I did, it was stupid, but what I did was I would work out and I would use that as my drink after I work out because I was so, hot from working out. I was like, I need a cold drink. Can I make that really cold? And I would just drink it. And that was back in the day when those things were horrible. This is nowhere near as bad. Boom. All right. Just looking for the candies. I was thinking about the can. I was looking at what other candies are good. Lemon drops. Oh, I think I actually have lemon drops. I don't know if you can eat these or not I don't know if you can have these or not, but lemon heads, the original lemon candy. Hmm. This might be interesting to try. Never had these before. Lemon heads? What's in this? Sugar, corn syrup, citric acid contains 2% less of stuff. Lemon juice concentrate, white mineral oil. Life gives you lemon heads. All right, life just gave me lemon heads. Come on, let's finish this. So tired. Maybe I need to break out the apple juice. A little apple juice chaser with this. I'll do that. All right, I'm gonna have this here. Mott's Tots apple juice. All right, is this good for colonoscopy prep day? Absolutely yes. Mott's for Tots is not only good for colonoscopy prep day, it's secretly one of the best life hacks on earth. Here's the breakdown on why the toddler juice deserves a spot in your adult fridge. The clear clarity. It's clear. Just like standard apple juice, it is completely transparent. No pulp, no cloudy sediment, no fibers to get in the way of the doctor's view. A little sip. No red alarm. It has the perfectly natural golden yellow hue, no red, purple, or blue dyes to trigger a false blood alarm for your gastroenterologist. Take a swig. It's very light in terms of apple juice flavor. Better than this, though. The sugar solution. Standard 100% apple juice is a literal sugar bomb, about 28 grams per serving, which can make sloshing, empty prep stomach feel bad. Mott's for Tots is a pre-diluted blend of 100% juice and purified water. It has 40% less sugar and no artificial sweeteners, making it incredibly gentle on a raw tummy. Thanks, Mott's. There you go. We're getting there. Vitamin Synergy. It is packed with vitamin A, C, and E, giving you a much needed antioxidant boost when you aren't eating any real food. Why is it called Mott's anyway? The brand is named after its founder, Samuel R. Mott, often known as SR, who started the company way back in 1842 in Bookville, New York. Where's Bookville? The Heritage. S- S- SR SR learned the art of growing apples, cider making, and advanced vinegar filtration from his grandfather, Zebulon Mott. Zebulon? People were named Zebulon back then? He was a true American apple pioneer. Almost done. You know what? This is an interesting little hack. It really does seem to work better this way. All right, here's a couple hacks. The box chug method. Buy the individual juice boxes instead of the big 64-ounce jug that I have. Sucking out of a straw helps control how much liquid you swallow at once. That helps your stomach from getting that waterlogged feeling. The ice cube code. Pour the Mott's for Tots into an ice tray and freeze it. You can suck on the yellow apple ice cubes throughout the afternoon. It satisfies the urge to chew something without breaking the clear liquid rules. Dang it. I should have did that. The ginger apple mix it 50-50 with a clear mix it 50-50 with clear ginger ale. The ginger settles your stomach and the diluted apple juice adds enough sweetness to make it taste like a gourmet mocktail. The temperature of light. Drink your sulfate prep solution ice cold and follow it immediately with a room temperature sip of Mott's for Tots. The temperature swap shocks your taste buds and erases the salty ocean aftertaste instantly. All right, I didn't do that. This is cold, but you know what? It's still working. The victory lap. Save one juice box for your recovery bag. Recovery bag. After walking up from your after waking up from your procedure nap, your blood sugar will be low. Chugging a crisp, cold toddler juice is the ultimate welcome back treat. I could think of a couple better treats, but I'll take it. It's not like it even tastes bad. It's just that I guess it's just too much of the same thing. And this apple juice really does help to break it up and tolerate this very, salty-ish kind of drink. But all right, almost done. Then, after this is done, you still have to drink 2 cupfuls of water within an hour. Okay, the water part, I think we can deal with the water, right? I think the issue is that you really just feel very bloated, like, I'm done already, but, gotta power through. And we also can't forget our little buddy here, who also needs to do these this morning. Yay? Almost there. Then it's water time, gas X time, nap time. There we go. All right. 3, 2, 1. Almost. Almost. All right. So as far as apple juice goes, this is definitely a winner for this purpose. But if I just want to have a real apple juice just to drink out in the real world, it's too light for me. I like real apple juice that has all the sugar and all the bells and whistles. But just for doing it this way, for this purpose, this prep, definitely a good. All right, ready? One, two, three. Yes, done. Finito. Finished. Finally. All right. Honestly, it was not great, but it wasn't horrible. It's just not even the taste of it. It's just that so much of it. Even though it is a lot less than the gallon that you used to have to do in the old days, it just feels like a lot more. All right. I'm glad it's done. This is definitely a good hack. It really definitely saved the day for me. All right. Now let's figure out our gas X time. All right. So now I have 1 hour to drink 2 cups of water. I got to get more water and then we'll be done. Just have to do the get. It's 2 a.m. The prep is gone. Gonna drink this and go take a nap. Even the water's not easy to drink after all. All right. Let me know. We have to take 3 of these guys. All right. Let's do that. Get this over with. May the tooting begin. One. I said to take them. Take the gas X with the last dose of the morning dose. Take the gas X with the last dose. So that's what we're doing. 2. One more for fun. They look like little Tic Tacs. 3. Okay, that's that. All right, we just got to finish this water. Oh, can you have, how about these guys? Can you have lemon heads on prep day? The answer is absolutely yes. When you're running the clear liquid marathon, the original hard candy lemon heads are the absolute best friend. Here is the break. Here's the medical breakdown why they pass with flying yellow colors. They do look solid. They are fundamentally hard sugar candies. As you suck on them, they dissolve completely into 100% transparent liquid with zero cloudy residue or pulp. Here's a lemon head, and it's a hard candy. All right. Yeah, let's try it. Oh, that is nasty. You mean people voluntarily eat these? Man, they're very lemony. Hmm. This might be the worst part of the whole prep. The yellow safe zone. The only dye used in the original Lemonhead is yellow 5. This falls perfectly into the doctor's approved yellow-green palette. No forbidden red, purple, or blue dyes to mess up your score lens. All right. The saliva savior. Chugging that salty sulfate prep solution can coat your mouth in a metallic chemical sludge. Yuck. The intense real lemon juice concentrate in lemon heads for ivory kickstart your salivary glands, washing away the prep flavor instantly. Well, now it only tastes this lemon schmutz. Now, by the way, careful with lemon heads because there's two varieties of lemon heads. The hard candy kind, this one, and there's a chewy kind also. The chewy one, you will get the dreaded fail stamp on your tushy. The doctor will say next, and you will not get your colonoscopy, and you'll have to go back and do your prep again. Don't do that. Just remember, hard is good. That's what she said. Right. Who invented lemon heads were invented in 1962 by Salvatore Ferrera, the head of the legendary Ferrera Pan Candy Company in Chicago. Salvatore didn't just guess the shape. I only have one of these so far, and they're extremely lemony. My entire insides are all lemon. His daughter had just given birth to his grandson, and the baby was delivered via forceps, which temporarily gave the newborn a slightly elongated, lemon shaped head. Salvatore looked at his new grandson, took inspiration from the family joy, and went to the factory to create a round candy with a poke on both ends. Are you kidding me? That's what gave you inspiration for this candy? Forceps and your baby's head and forceps on your grandbaby's head? You kidding me? All right. Here's a couple of lemon head hacks for prep day. The chew lockout. Put a sticky note on the box that says do not chew. When you're hungry on prep day, your natural instincts is to bite down. If you can chew a hard lemon head, you can nick your gums or swallow sharp sugar shards and upset an empty belly. Don't do that. The pre-chug coat. Suck on one lemon head for every 30 seconds before you drink your sulfate solution. The citric acid temporarily numbs your bitter taste receptors, making the salty prep go down much easier. Now you tell me this? The Ziploc stash. Dump a handful of wrapped lemon heads into a plastic bag and tape it to the bathroom counter. What? When the marathon begins, you'll want a distraction within arm's reach. Okay. The water flavor trick. If you are sick of drinking plain flat water between your prep doses, drop two lemon heads into a hot cup of water. They dissolve into a clear, sweet lemon tea that warms up a shivering stomach. I don't know about that one. The 6 hour rule. Just like your sports drinks and broths, you must stop sucking on lemon heads exactly 6 hours before hospital check in time to ensure your stomach is 100% empty for anesthesia. My thing says to stop drinking at 5:15 a.m. and it's only like 3 a.m. So I still have 2 hours. I don't know what they're talking about. Stop drinking at least 3 hours prior. So my surgery's at 8:15, 17, 16, 5:15. So I got time. All right. So lemon heads, I gotta tell you, I only had one so far, and it is intense lemon. I don't know why people would want this as a candy, refreshingly citrusy. So what? I don't know, it's not for me, and I love lemonade, but this candy is, I mean, I don't get it. I just don't understand what the big deal is about this. Yeah, Ferrero Candy Company, product of Mexico. Uh-oh. I mean, it does the job. It's very lemony. It's a hard candy. There's very few hard candies that you can actually have during prep day, but not for me. I'll give it a 6.1 out of 10. All right. So kind of power through this. I keep powering through this water and the next water. All right. We're almost finished the first cup of water. I have to finish another cup. I got about a half hour. So let's tell some stories here. Why are we doing this whole prep anyway? Because what exactly is a colonoscopy? This is the backstage pass to your digestive system. It is a medical procedure where a doctor uses a long, flexible tube with a colon, colonoscope, a, a colonoscope. Who came up with that idea? To inspect the lining of your large intestine. It's the ultimate peace of mind to make sure everything is running smoothly. And to stop polyp problems before they start. All right, so who came up with this idea of a colonoscopy? The modern full tour experience was pioneered by a dynamic duo in June 1969 by Dr. William I. Wolf and Dr. Hiromi Shinaya, and Dr. Hiromi Shinaya. While people had been trying to peek inside with rigid tubes and candles, get that candle away from me, mister. Since the 1800s, these two colon explorers at the Bethesda Medical Center in New York perfected the flexible tech that they perfected the flexible tech that could navigate the twists and turns of the human body. All right, this is a question that I really was curious about. So these doctors come up with this idea of this flexible tube with a camera on it. They still need a human being to perform it on. Who in their right mind is going to volunteer? Go, I'll do it. All right. Here's how it went down. While medical history often focuses on the doctors, the first modern procedures were performed on patients. I'm tired of invasive surgeries, but you could stick that up my wawa. Before these doctors, the only way to remove a growth was to cut the patient open. These first volunteers said, I'll take the tube to avoid the scalpel. That a little proving that a little temporary discomfort is better than a major overhaul. Okay. Didn't tell me exactly who was the volunteer who did it first, though. But all right. So, why should you do this? Obviously, to save your life. Research suggests that for every 2,175 screenings, one colorectal cancer death is prevented. So, a lot of people's lives are being saved because of this, and it could be yours too. Annual impact. Experts estimate that if everyone followed screening guidelines, we could prevent over 30,000 deaths a year. The 90 rule. When detected early, the 5-year survival rate for colorectal cancer is nearly 90%. It's the one cancer that is almost entirely preventable. It is the one cancer that is almost entirely preventable through screenings. Drink up, Buttercup. All right. Okay, we're on to the next day. Okay, so let me just fill you in of what happened since I last left you last night. Okay, so here's what happened. Here's an update because last night I don't remember where we left. Okay, so here's the latest update. So I had to drink the second dose of this last night at 2 o'clock in the morning, 6 hours before the procedure, the fun party. And so, to be perfectly honest with you, the second cup of this schmutz was a lot more difficult for me. Okay. So it doesn't look like much, right? And it's really not a lot. This is nothing. This is, excuse me, I burp now every time I look at this. It's like a reaction. 6 ounces is nothing. Think about that. It's a Coke is, 12-ounce Coke. It's half of that. It's like half a Coke. Okay. But you have to add it to 10 more ounces of water. So to get the full 16 ounces. All right. And not only that, but the killer for me, the hard part for me wasn't this, okay? The first drink of this, the first cup of this, first time was no problem. I did that easy peasy, colonoscopy. But the second one later in the night, like at 2 o'clock in the morning, okay, it was a little more difficult for some reason. I guess because I was more bloated, having the second one was a little more difficult. But the harder part for me was the water, just regular plain old water. You're supposed to drink two 16-ounce cups of water within an hour after finishing the last one. So that was hard. I'll be honest with you. I was like, oh man, I had enough of this. I want to go to sleep. It was like now 3 o'clock in the morning. I had to get up soon to do the last couple of things for the test. And by the way, when you're taking this stuff, it works. It's cleaning your system out. It's like clean city. All right. You got nothing to do but go and you keep going until there's nothing in there anymore. Anyway, so this is done. All right. So bottom line was finito. I'm glad to say goodbye to this stuff because I was like, I'm going to bury it now. Right now, I'm burying it. Bye bye. Hope to never see you again. Anyway, all right. So here's what happens. The next morning, you got to get up super early. I had to be there at 8 o'clock in the morning, which meant that's about 20 minutes for me. So get up super early, take a shower, get ready to go. Fun times. And then you go. But the problem is, a lot of people worry about this. Don't worry about it though. Is that because you've been going all night? How does your tush know when it's done? Your tush may not know that you have a thing. You got a meeting at 8 o'clock, and your tush might be going. I'm not done yet. Can we have a little more time? But you really have to follow the procedures, the guidelines, the instruction to the letter. Literally, you got to follow everything that they're telling you, okay? They write out a 3-page document, which I have here still. They write out this whole procedure thing, right? Of everything you should do, but it doesn't start the day before. Everybody, oh, your prep is like just one day. No, it really isn't just one day. It starts 3 days before because you need to alter your diet, okay? Because what you're eating 3 days before might be saying hello again in a few more days, if you know what I mean. So you want to prepare your body for a nice, smooth exit, right? You don't have all kinds of weird things going on inside of you. You want to make sure that you follow their procedures and have a low fiber diet. And everybody's always tell your whole life you have to have a high fiber diet. Now you're reversing that 3 days before is you're having a low fiber diet. Very important because again, you want to get your whole digestive system ready for this party. Okay, you don't have any leftover things going on and may cause you all kinds of system problems. You want to have all systems go and go. Anyway, all right, so here's what happens is to give you a whole disclosure what you can expect if you've never had one of these fun colonoscopies before. First of all, where does it happen? Okay, mine happened at a surgical center. It's not a hospital. It's not a doctor's office. It's basically a colonoscopy factory. All right. All they do there basic is colonoscopies. All these gastroenterologist dudes, they line them up here. They have all their patients come in. The whole facility is colonoscopy city. All right. So everything going on there is to get you in and get you out and get it in you. So you go there, it's very, very regimented. It's like, it's like nothing to them. These guys do this every single day. They have dozens of people coming in every single day. It's like, so in a sense, that's a little comforting because it's like going on a roller coaster, because, you go on roller coasters go throughout the day. Thousands of people go on the roller coaster every single day. And if you're afraid of it, you look at these roller coasters going around and nothing bad is happening to these people. Every single one of these people gets on a roller coaster, goes around, comes back, they're done. Okay, they yell, they scream, they have a fun party, and they're done. They get a little scared. You get that adrenaline thing going on. This is kind of like that. You get your little adrenaline boost for your adrenaline junkies. This is one way to do it. All right. So anyway, you go in there, and yeah, you might have a couple little extra visits to the bathroom. It's expected, okay, because the science here is not to the minute. It doesn't mean that your colon is empty the second you walk in there. It might be like, yeah, I'm not done yet. So they have a bathroom there. Do what you got to do. It's no big deal. They expect it, okay? So everybody worries, I'm going to have to wear a diaper on my way to the doctor. You don't have to do that, okay? Just calm down, okay? This is really not a big deal. Don't make a big deal out of it. It's no big deal. It's unpleasant, okay? It's not meant to be a party. Seriously, it's just going to be unpleasant. You're going to have one day of unpleasantness. But think about this, okay? You're going to do this. Nobody wants to do this. But if you do this, and let's say they find something inside of you that shouldn't be there, a polyp, whatever, and they get rid of that polyp, they pop that polyp out of there. Maybe they should have a show like this. Like, have the pimple poppers, they could have polyp poppers. Wouldn't that be a fun show? Any volunteers? Anyway, so, if they find something that's precancerous and they get rid of it and you don't have cancer, they just saved your life. Thank you. Thank you. They saved your life. Okay. And the other thing is, this is one of the most preventable kinds of cancer that you could cure. This is one of the most preventable kind of cancers. Probably is the number one preventable cancer. So if they do happen to find something, they take care of it and you're done. You go on to live another day, hopefully another decade or 2 or 3 or 4. Okay. But the point is, if you don't do this and that polyp turns into cancer and you don't know about it, it will kill you. No, I'm not joking now, okay? Straight up, it will kill you. I personally know people that died because of this, because they didn't take care of this. I knew my neighbor in New York, the sad story, and this is where I have to get it real for a minute. The sad story is that my neighbor in New York, I didn't really know her. We were just neighbors. Hey, how you doing kind of neighbor. Hey, how are you? And she would go on walks all the time. Very healthy woman. Older than me. She was probably 20 years older than me. And she was just the epitome of health. I mean, she ate right. She exercised. She was always outside walking and, taking care of herself. The one thing she didn't do, she did not want to get a colonoscopy. And a lot of people are like her. They're afraid of the colonoscopy. And back then, the prep was horrible. You had this gigantic gallon of this horrible stuff you had to drink, and nobody could drink it. It was so horrible that, people were disgusted by that. They're like, I can't finish it. And if you can't finish it, that means the whole thing is a waste. You went through this whole procedure to get to the doctor, and you can't even do it because your doo-doo is still in there. And the whole point of this whole thing, all the prep, it's all about the doctor's eyeballs. He's got to be able to see perfectly crystal clear to see what's going on inside of you. And if you can't see, there's no point of him going in there with his cameras and his videos going, hey, camera crew, come in here. Let's look at this guy's tushy. There's no point. So the point you have to do the prep so the doctor has a clear shot view of what's going on. Okay, that's the whole point of this. Anyway, this woman, my neighbor, just was not afraid. I don't know what her story was, but she did not want to get a colonoscopy. And every single doctor, when you get to a certain age, tells you, you're due for colonoscopy. If you haven't had one, you got to get one. Everybody. It's all, everybody knows that you have to do it at some point. And most people avoid it. They avoid it. They simply just don't want to do it and they avoid it. So they get out of it and they think, oh, I beat you. I didn't have to get my colonoscopy. And many people are lucky. They don't get any problems because of it and they luck out. It's just like some smokers. Some people smoke their whole life. They don't get lung cancer. And some people don't smoke and they do get lung cancer. Figure that one out. Point is that there are certain advantages that you can take in your life. This is one of those small little edges that you might be able to beat cancer because you'll find it early. Or they'll tell you, you're clear. Okay, that's the best thing that could happen. They say, you know what, we looked, you're in the clear. And you had to go through this painful experience, this horrible experience of drinking this schmutz and going to the bathroom for a day of your life. And it was a waste of time because you're fine. On the other hand, if you don't do this and the cancer is growing inside of your colon and you get cancer, it will eat you from the inside out and you will go through this horrible cancer treatment. You'll lose your hair. You'll have to go through chemo and you'll die. You will actually be dead. Okay. They'll bury you. Your family will miss you and you won't be able to see your kids, your grandkids, your wife, your boyfriend, your girlfriend, whatever you like to do. You won't be able to do it because you're dead. So you don't want to die, right? I don't want to die. So that's why I do this because I've got a lot to look forward to in life and a lot more reviews to do. So I do this kind of thing to take care of myself. So I'm going to be around for a long time. Anyway, the point of this whole conversation is to get through to you that if you're one of these people like, I don't want to do this. I don't want anybody sticking their camera up my tushy because nobody likes that. It's not fun. Okay, so let me tell you, you can do it. Okay, because I did it. All right, so you go to this procedure at this colonoscopy factory. All right. And everybody's nervous there, but the people that work there are very nice and friendly. They know you're scared out of your mind. You're scared shitless because you did everything. Anyway, and what happens is they take you in, right? And you're nervous and they know it and they calm you down. They're like, don't worry, everything's fine. They joke around. A lot of joking going on during this whole thing. Everyone's kind of joking around about the same thing. And they put you in your little room. Everybody has a room. It's not even a room. It's just basically separated by, these big curtains that you see in the TV shows, the hospital shows. And everybody has their own little private area. And they give you the dreaded, hospital gown where you basically just they put it over your head now. It's not even like tied and they don't do anything. They just get to the point. You put your arms through this thing, take off all your clothes except for your socks. Oh, that's a good point. I forgot to tell you this point. Wear comfortable big socks, okay? Because that's the only thing you're allowed to wear on your body. No jewelry. Leave your jewelry at home. Your watch, leave it home. Your earrings, leave it home. Your necklace, leave it home. Leave all your jewelry at home. Your dentures, everything. Because whatever you got that can come off, they don't want it. Okay? Your hearing aid, they're not going to steal your watch. Just leave it all home. Okay? You can bring your phone, but you can't be making phone calls during your colonoscopy. Hey, did you look at this guy? He's got his camera up my tush. Can't do any of that. Okay? So just leave it at home. Okay? They have like a little bag. You put all your stuff in it, even your phone, just turn it off. And it stays with you throughout the whole procedure. They have a little, like underneath your little bed area, they have a little shelf and they keep all your stuff there. So it's not going anywhere. So anyway, you lie down after you put your little goofy robe on, your tushy's hanging out of it. But right away, they put blankets on you because it's cold in there. And I hate to be cold, but they put these warm blankets. Like, if you ever got a shave and they put that like warm thing on your face, it's like that over your whole body. So you get a nice warm blanket. You got your little robe on, you got your warm blanket on. And then they start with the fun stuff. Okay. They give you a intravenous in your arm to put fluids in you. I don't know why they want to put fluids in me. I just got rid of all my fluids. But anyway, so they stick this intravenous in your arm. So now you're lying there and you just wait. Okay. You wait for your turn. Okay, it's like a ride. It's like, "I can't wait for my turn." And finally, it's your turn. And the anesthesiologist first comes in and she introduces herself to you and tells you she's going to, put you to sleep. And she makes you open your mouth. They measure your mouth, kind of, see how big you can open your mouth. And they, what's they do? Uh, Open your mouth. Um, oh, they ask you lots of questions about, are you allergic to this? Have you ever had procedures before? All kinds of history about, are you going to have a reaction to the anesthesia? Whatever. There's a million questions. So you answer the questions. But again, everybody's super nice, super friendly. And then they wheel you in to the procedure room. Okay. Now it gets serious. Now it goes from all the nice, friendly nurses, the anesthesia, everybody's until you get to your procedure room. And now you're in the procedure room where they're actually going to do the fun stuff. And a man came over to me. I think he was a nurse or an assistant to the doctor. Introduces himself to me and basically says, "Don't worry, we're gonna take care of you." Everybody's very nice again, and then they ask you to lie on your side. Okay, so no, you're not lying on your back anymore. Now they want you to lie on your side, basically, kind of like the fetal position, because they're gonna kill you. No, they make you lie on your side, and then the anesthesiologist comes up to you. They keep joking around. "Oh, you're gonna have the best sleep in your life." And the doctor comes in, who I've met several times before already, and, because we have, like, a family plan, because he does my whole family. I said, "Do we have a frequent" I said to him, they said, "Is this your first time doing this?" I said, "No." And this is, like, my second time I've done it in Florida. And I said, "Yeah, I'm part of the I'm part of the frequent flyer club here. Do you want my card to punch?" And, then he's like, the doctor asked me, he said, "Remember I asked you, to ask your family if there's anybody that had, colorectal cancer?" He asked specifically if my sister had it. So I said, "I asked and nobody had it. My sister did not have it." And then he said, "Okay, that's good." And I got up and I said, "Can I go now?" And they said, "No, you can't go now, but thanks for getting that information." Anyway, so they strap you, around with this rubber clear tube around your nose. That's where the oxygen or whatever the medicine is that knocks you out. And I said to them before they put that on, I said, "You know what would make us patients here a lot more comfortable with this whole thing, this whole procedure, is if you guys." I'm in a room now with a doctor, an anesthesiologist, a nurse, and assistant, probably 4 or 5 other people in the room with me. And I said, "This thing would be so much better. This whole process, this whole procedure of this colonoscopy factory would be so much better if you guys all had no pants on." They laughed, and then they put me to sleep. Anyway, wouldn't it be better, though, if everybody there had no pants on? Then the patients would all feel much more comfortable. Anyway, they put that on. They say, "You're gonna have a nice little nap now." And seriously, I remember just feeling sleepy. I felt it like, "Okay, I know I'm going out." And then 1, 2, 3, sleep. I have no idea what they did to me. For all I know, they had put gerbils up my tush. I don't know what was going on. I didn't feel any pain. I didn't feel anything at all. Next thing you know, I wake up, I'm in the recovery room, and I look around. I'm like, "What? What happened? Where am I?" And I felt fine. I felt like I'm ready to go. I'm done. Okay, thanks. I'm ready to go. I'm just checking out. I actually leaned up and I said, "Can I go?" They come over to me. I'm like, "No, just relax. The doctor wants to talk to you, tell you what's going on." So, but I just felt alive and awake and ready. I was like, "Okay, man, I'm glad this is over." I did not feel one speck of pain. There was no pain at all throughout this whole procedure. I don't know, again, I don't know what they were doing in there. I don't know how they got in there. I don't know what kind of technology that they used. I don't know what they posted my colon pictures on the internet. I don't know what they did. But bottom line is this: no pain. No pain whatsoever, not even one little inch. This hurts more than that because it didn't hurt at all. Anyway, doctor came in. He says, "Let's talk, talk to you." Doctor comes in. He says, "I want to talk to you about the results." Excuse me. And doctor comes in. He says, he wants to go over the results with me. And he says, "The good news is you have no, you had the good," he says, "good news. There were no polyps." Prior one, I did have polyps that they removed, and that's why I had to come back in 5 years. If you have no polyps, you get a clear green light for 10 years. So I am golden for 10 years. And then he said, "By the way, how was the prep?" I said, The second cup was a little dodgy. And I said, I heard they have some kind of pill now that you could take instead of doing all these drinks. He says, yeah, that's true, but your insurance doesn't cover the pill. You could pay out of pocket for it. But I said, listen, I want to do the pill next time. I don't want to deal with these drinks anymore. So here's another pro tip for you guys. I don't know what this pill is. He said there's a lot of pills. You got to take a lot of pills. But if you have an option of taking a pill over the drink and it costs money, give them your money, give them all your money, and just take the pill. Okay? Because, I mean, it's just got to be so much better than that. And he says, by the time my next colonoscopy is in 10 years from now, that it will probably be generic and that it'll probably have some other technology at that point in 10 years. Anyway, also, there's two other things that you might want to be aware about. There's some kind of blood test that can screen for colonoscopies, and there is a poop test that you can take a poop and they you ship it out and they judge your poop and they come back and they say you're good or you're not good. The problem with those other two, the blood screening and the poop test, is it's not definitive. Okay, if there's anything going on there, it's going to say you need a colonoscopy anyway. So some also say that doesn't have perfect results. There's false positives, false negatives. I don't know. But the point is that if you're dead set against getting a colonoscopy and you do one of these other procedures, these other tests that are a lot easier, they really may not give you the right results. So even though it might give you a false sense of reality, it might give you a false sense of hope. No, it might give you a false sense that you're fine when you really may not be fine. And again, if you do this once in your life and it saves your life, it's really worth it. It's inconvenient, it's not fun, all that, and this and that. But, the whole point of this, the reason I'm talking about this and getting into all the details about this is because your life is precious. You want to keep it, is because your life is precious. Life is short. You don't have to make it shorter. Just do this just do this procedure and get it over with, even though you don't want to do it, because if you do it, it will save your life. All right, guys, listen, I really do appreciate you watching this video. Pass it around, let people know the colonoscopy procedure is nothing. There's no pain in it whatsoever. After you're done, you get good results, hopefully, and you can drink, eat, do whatever you want to do afterwards. Take it easy the next day, by the way. They tell you no driving. You have to have somebody pick you up, all this and that. No Ubering because you're groggy, because you just had anesthesia. And they don't want you to have some Uber dude or some party you don't know, taking you home, walking you into your house if you're not 100% with it. All I know is when I was done, my buddy picked me up, took me back. It was fine. I was ready to go out for breakfast afterwards, but they said you should just go home and take it easy the next day. Don't do any heavy lifting. Don't sign any contracts. Don't do anything strenuous. Just take it easy for the day. Give yourself a little stay-at-home vacation, watch your shows, do whatever. Just relax, okay? Anyway, hopefully you'll get your colonoscopy. Yeah, you suffer through the drink. Maybe you do the pills instead. Get that procedure done. Have them make sure your colon is nice and clean without any polyps. And then you can party on, dude. Party on. All right, guys, thanks for watching. I do appreciate it. Don't forget, hit that subscribe button because we got tons more reviews to do that are going to be a lot more fun than this. And I hope you do have a sunny day. Later, Gators.
Thanks for watching. Subscribe for more fun reviews.